Hey, good morning, everyone. Brian Hoops here with Midwest Market Solutions. This is our Market Insider TV opening commentary for Monday, the 27th. Good morning. Hope you had a great weekend and looking forward to another good week. It's going to be a fairly active week, I think, with all the news coming out over the weekend. We'll talk about that here in just a second. We will have crop export inspections this morning, no crop progress. I believe Bloomberg will do another survey and we'll pass that along to you later today. FOMC meeting will be held next couple days, and so markets will react to that. And of course, big news over the weekend with, sounds like, a historic trade agreement with China is going to be on the books here going forward. So let's take a look here at all our news. We'll get into it and talk about things. I will be doing RFD TV kicking off the morning at 8:15. I hope you have a chance to tune in for that. We'll be talking more in depth about Chinese trade agreement with the U.S. as well. So nat gas down slightly this morning, about 5 points here. U.S. dollar index is down 12. Crude oil virtually unchanged. Stock market up pretty good this morning. And gold and silver down fairly sharply. Over $80 in gold. We've been more than that in the overnight. We're down $1 plus in silver this morning. And we're taking some premium out of these markets. We're probably oversold enough. We should have some sort of a bounce here now. Meanwhile, corn down is up 6.5. Beans closed the night session 21.25 higher, trading to the highest level since mid-June. After gapping higher last night. Meal up a couple dollars, oil, and the wheat seeing some short covering as well. 11 to 12 cent gains in the wheat. That's enough to break the technical downtrends that wheat has been in. We don't have commitment traders reports, but we have been trying to update you on what is believed to be the fund positions. And the funds are expected to be out of their net long, or excuse me, they're out of their net short soybean positions and are actually net long right now. Maybe close to 31,000 contracts. Funds are probably still short corn, 82,000, and short wheat when you combine Chicago and Kansas City, over 142,000 contracts. So when you start talking about short covering, there's going to be more in wheat and corn as well as meal, because those are the markets that are actually having shorts that they need to cover as these markets begin to accelerate to the upside. So watch short covering. That'll give you kind of a leading indicator here on some of these markets. Enough anyway to break the wheat, corn out of its down trading markets. All right, let's talk more about what's happening and some of our news. Let's look first at weather in South America. This weekend we saw good rains fall across southern Brazil and Argentina, while northern Brazil was mostly dry. That allows the ongoing seeding of U.S. corn and soybeans, and their crop is off to a very good start. So producers really have to have a plan in here to how to handle this increase in values, at the same time keeping a perspective of the big picture here that we're going to be awash in soybeans here in the U.S. and in South America as their crops off to a good start. U.S. harvest is progressing on an expected normal pace. We're not too fast, too slow, or anything like that, just kind of following our normal pattern and giving us a post-harvest rally right on cue. Soybean planting in Brazil, it's now 34% complete. That's up from 17 last year and 31 on average, so a little bit ahead of pace on soybeans. The first corn planting in Brazil is now 62% done. Average is 63. We were 62 last year. And Argentina corn planting, 30% done versus 24 last year, 26 on average. So they're off, as I said, to a great start. And it makes the trade believe we'll have above average crops in South America. Of course, very long ways to go. We're almost to the end of October here. So then we have November, December, and into early January, which are very key yield and reproductive months for South America corn and soybeans. All right, this weekend it was announced that there's been a trade agreement, or at least a framework is in place for a trade agreement between the U.S. and China. And Secretary Scott Bessent said China's expected to resume substantial U.S. soybean purchases soon. That's the only mention, is substantial. And that suggests U.S. farmers will benefit for several years once this trade deal is finalized. It could be finalized on Wednesday, Thursday, when President Trump and Xi meet up. And that would probably include some signing purchase of soybeans from China. That's my guess, is if they're going to do this deal, there'll be some obligatory, some purchase anyway, that they will have made from U.S. So we don't know anything other than substantial. That's what was said. Of course, we had a trade agreement back in 2018, 2019, and then they started buying purchases of 30 billion out of 80 billion they were supposed to purchase. Then the next Biden administration did not enforce the trade agreement, and they ended up really purchasing next to nothing after that. And leads us to the situation we're at now. Is I really can't rely on China to just come out and buy U.S. soybean products. We have to really let them. They need to kind of be held accountable and forced into buying products, and this trade agreement will certainly do that. Deliveries on November soybean futures start Friday. That's first notice day, so you need to be out of long positions by Thursday. And cattle markets, we saw a limit down on Friday, and we'll have expanded limits today. I don't expect that they will be tested. Cash trade in the north was $235 to $240 live, $370 dress. $1 to $6 lower live, $2 softer on the dress basis. Southern trade volumes, $238, $240 live. That's steady to $2 lower. Box beef, we saw gains there with choice up $7. Select increased nearly $6. But concerns that we are going to be importing beef, opening the border, all this has kind of spooked the markets. And now we're seeing long liquidation by a lot of the long fund type traders that drove prices to the upside to begin with. Have a good day. Good luck. Contact any of our offices. I'd be glad to talk markets with you. This has been Brian Hoops for Midwest Market Solutions.